Hello,
Yeah,
Africa.
yeah,
You can see the screen, right?
yeah, ma'am.
Oh, no, I have to share. And also in your screen, does it say that the meeting is being recorded? I just heard the voice someone saying the recording has been started. I hope it's being recorded. Okay. Now let's start the lecture. Okay. So yeah, we were talking about how to do the personalization after collecting the data relevant to the customer. So let's say in the Shein app, you click on a red color shoes, right? Then after looking at the price, I mean, you view
நிக்கிறீங்க இருந்து ma'am. Hello.
My screen.
Sorry. Sorry. Sorry.
I think she has left the meeting since it took some time. Anyway, we will continue the lesson. Right. So, if we think of as an example, let's say in the Shein, we just looked at the red color shoes, right? And after looking at it, like design or in like reviews, we just like left that page after looking at the price. It seems like too expensive for us, so we left the Shein app. Then have you remember, like in those kind of instance, have you seen the moment you left your app to your mail, you get a mail saying you have been given this discount? Have you witnessed such instances? You of course not. You, no, it happens. So what I have realized is, I have witnessed this with pick me food. So sometimes we will like let's say we want to purchase a fried rice, and in order to do that we will just scroll through different pages, I mean different restaurants, and after a while I will get a message to my email saying, so this food is still ready to be delivered, things like that. So that's a way of personalization. Or maybe in Temu, Daras, or AliExpress, just think that you have added the product to your cart and you still haven't made the purchase, but you have just added that product to the cart. Then after a while, you will get a message on the app or on the email itself saying now they have given a discount to this product, or like only this much are left from this product, right? That happens. Then with the Shein app, what happens is, like once you look at the red shoes, and if you don't buy it automatically, most of the time you will get a message saying you get this coupon, or either you will be suggested product with the same design. And also, like, yeah, what it says is, so how that is possible by sort of tracking what we are really interested in, okay? And that's why, have you noticed, when we install any app, they ask us whether we allow them to track like track across the other apps. Have you received that message? Yeah. So that's what they do. And even when we go to any websites, they ask like, do you allow do we allow them to store the cookies? We can most of the time we can either agree or completely reject them, or we can only ask them to we can only give the permission to the most necessary cookies. So what the last paragraph is saying is, I mean, we do appreciate the personal suggestions we get For an example, if we so we click on a dress or a, let's take you for this example. Let's think we select on a shirt. Then after a while, at the very below, you will get several suggestions. Maybe with the maybe for the same shirt or with the shirt with the different colors from different vendors. You have witnessed that as well. But we have to realize, I mean, that is possible because they track our data, or like they store some of our data. But this paragraph is trying to say is as business, we have to be careful about the extent of data we store, because as a person we don't like it when people try to keep track of everything we do. Like, we feel like our privacy is being breached. So we have to make sure that, of course, we have to gather data from them, but to the extent where the consumer don't get any discomfort. And that's why there is this thing called GDPR. And the reason, I can't remember the name, the reason that Facebook had to pay fine was because they breached this regulation by allowing third party app to store the data relevant to their consumers. Yeah. So for that, what you can do is, and also since we in a way sort of, is it to call, sorry, what for you? So sort of, store and track data. We also have to be, like if we are maintaining a website, we have to be really careful about the way we are protecting them. So for an example, think. When we try to do a payment using a website, we enter our credit card and all of those details. So the owner of the website, like the business owner, have to make sure that those data don't get leaked, or that they don't get into the hands of people who will take advantage of it. See, so this is how personalization happen. Product content recommendation to help customer find what they are looking for faster. Second, improve promotion and incentives based on previous purchase, loyalty tiers, or predictive model. Again, most of the time, again, we talk about the Pick Me Food app. Let's say we purchase a fried rice from a particular restaurant, and when you try to come up to that restaurant again after doing the initial purchase, the menu that will be suggestive as the first priority will be the purchase you did before. Like, do you it suggested as with the topic, do you want to buy this again, because that's what you bought before. Shipping and purchasing preference, recall to buy with a click, better information and targeted outreach to inform more rewarding sales meeting and business engagement. Personalization is centered on reliable data captured over time and normalized in a way that marketers can act on. So it's like this. So with the with all of those cooking and all of that, they will be able to like capture the data, but everything depends on how we interpret it, right? And that actually happens with data analytics. We will talk it in the further slides. So here, see, so now this is a kiosk. We previously had access to kiosks when we had McDonald's. I don't think KFC have one. Do they? I don't think so. So with kiosks, diners can order food, pay for it, and have it delivered straight to their table. The system for that usually include a touch screen with an easy to use digital interface. The screen displays the restaurant menu and guide the customer through the whole ordering process, which includes choosing their meal by themselves to payment and pickup. We can decide all of them. Throughout this process, customers are also notified of any promotion or menu modifiers. Uh, so when you order, the screen suggests item based on what you are buying. So if we think of McDonald's, when you keep adding food to your cart, they will suggest you the item that will go with the food that you have put onto your cart. Okay, like a drink. If you pick a burger, it might suggest add fries and a drink for a special price. Over time, McDonald's use AI to personalize recommendation to repeat customers. Okay, so let's look at this video. It talks about how Amazon, may Amazon try to personalize the customer experience. Yeah. Then shall we look at the video?
Today's competitive digital landscape, delivering exceptional experiences is critical for businesses to attract, retain, and grow their customer base. Brands that lead in customer experience generate 190% higher 3-year revenue growth, 70% higher customer loyalty, and 55% higher 5-year shareholder return. Companies that want to deliver outstanding experiences need to personalize their interactions with customers and prospects across the purchasing cycle. 71% of consumers expect companies to deliver personalized interactions, and 76% express frustration when they don't receive any. AWS Artificial Intelligence Services help you harness the same hyper-personalization technology that helped establish Amazon as a global leader, selling over 8,600 products per minute on Amazon.com and powering billions of interactions per week with Alexa. Using Amazon Personalize and Amazon Bedrock, you can hyper-personalize every aspect of the customer experience to an unprecedented level, leveraging your customers' unique signals to deliver a truly Amazon Personalize helps you predict your customers' interests and deliver personalized product, content, and action recommendations in real time, leveraging your users' activity signals to increase customer engagement and improve business outcomes. Amazon Bedrock gives you easy access to high-performing foundational models from leading AI companies and is the easiest way to build and scale innovative solutions for text and image generation, virtual assistants, and more. Whether your customers are shopping for products or browsing media channels, Amazon Personalize provides recommendations based on their unique data, and Amazon Bedrock enables you to create more personalized search results, dynamic and individualized marketing content, and highly performant chatbots that resonate with your customers, keeping them coming back for more. Using Amazon Personalize alongside Amazon Bedrock knowledge bases empowers you to deliver quick, accurate, and customized search results so you can transform your customer's search experience. When you combine Personalize and Bedrock, you can up your outbound marketing game by generating tailored recommendations and compelling one-to-one marketing content that connects with individuals. This improves customer engagement, click-through rates, and conversions. Hyper-personalized chatbots powered by Amazon Personalize and Bedrock deliver customized and contextual conversations based on your brand's relationship with individual customers. The chatbots understand preferences and past interactions, responding with highly relevant suggestions and making their interactions more engaging and effective, which helps increase conversion and customer satisfaction. Are you ready to unlock unparalleled business growth through transformative customer experiences? It's time to discover the boundless possibilities of hyper-personalization with Amazon Personalize and Amazon Bedrock. Connect with your AWS team for a demo, immersion day, or proof of concept support.
Right. This is fourth point. Customers are more fastidious to brand credibility. That means that means so let's say now when consumers like compare the experience they have had while purchasing product, now they not only compare shop like the companies who cater to the same industry, but it owns, they mainly compare the experience they have had relevant to any industry. So I will explain, otherwise you will get confused. So let's assume you have Amazon Prime, okay? when you order something from Amazon Prime, you get personalized recommendation, and you get a very quick service, you can get it delivered very quickly. But let's assume you try to go to a bank, or you try to go to a bank website. Now this bank website is unlike the experience you had to deal with while ordering something in Amazon Prime. When we go to a bank website, it is very slow, and sometimes we can't even find the information we want. Most of the time tend to be in like the very primary stage. They are very slow for most part. So what we do here is we compare the experience we had while ordering the product from Amazon Prime with the experience we had while looking at any information at a banking website. I mean, when we look at these two aren't connected. But still, what we are doing as consumers is we are just comparing the experience we had at anywhere to the experience we are getting at the current shop. So the basic thing here we want to say is, if by technology people has been able to provide any sort of special service, you have to make sure that you include some part of it, even it's not relevant to your sector. Website, both the Amazon Prime can have website, both a bank can have website. I mean, these two are not connected, but you can make sure that the people who come to your banking website also get the same experience they've had while ordering something from Amazon website. Clear? Okay, that we have to do. And also, let's say there is a consumer who feel like they have a good experience while going through a website, then they will be loyal to your product, because they know what you are offering, like the experience you are offering, it's not available anywhere, so they will only come to your website or your product. Yes, and also since we talked about website, in order for you to be credible, you need to have a website that's trustworthy. Like there are instances like a company or like a page will advertise that they have this website, and when we visit the website, we can't decide whether it's still being operated or not. Like there are websites like that. And let's assume in a scenario, like a hypothetical scenario, you go to a website and it say now it's being under the now it's not working now, or like they are repairing it. Then what is the impression you will get? You will feel like I'm never going to order anything from this website because it doesn't look trustworthy. So even with the website, you have to make sure that you have a very trustworthy website and one that's functioning. See, according to Forbes, almost 73% of customers are willing to give a company more than one chance to deliver good customer service. They give more than one chance. But for 26%, just one bad experience is enough for them to switch brand. Some people are okay with giving them more than one chance, but there are people, if they had any negative experience by using your product, they won't try to give it another chance. And 92% would switch to another company after three bad experience. This is why it is no exaggeration exaggeration to say shoppers are now not only smart, but they are also always compare the experience you get from your own shop with the experience they have it somewhere. Customers expect lot from the company, and their standards are being elevated as they interact with various sectors. The result is that business must see here. The business must look beyond their own industry to understand the benchmark they are being evaluated against. To win hearts and wallets, companies must not only deliver amazing service interactions, but also prove that they have the customers. She still has connected. Keep thinking of why they can't do that. Like, I mean, so why can't they do that here? Things like that. Have you experienced such thing? No. You like hotels. Ah, yeah, that also happened. So I have given you like three business type: pizza shop, supermarket, and bank. Just select one or two technology for their business. I will give you 15 minutes. Just select two business types and write the instance where they use business, where they use technology for their business policy. Done. Then tell the answers. So okay. So what are the business types you have selected? Right? Bank and okay. Yes. Yeah, correct. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all. You? Okay. Could you please speak loud? I can't hear you. Mhm. Yeah, correct. So I will just list down some of them. So when we think of pizza shops, we can actually order them online. For that, we use technology. Then for delivery tracking, that means maybe whether we have put the order through using their website or using the Pick Me app. So here we use the technology to pin our location, like the location of the consumer as well as like the estimated arrival time of the driver as well, like currently where he's located at. We use technology. Then sometimes they even have this like AI and chatbots. Like when we go to a website, there will be like a chatbots asking like, "How can I help you?" Then Dialog has that. Then customer loyalty app. Then and also I will. And also in our Sri Lankan pizza, like when you visit the website of Sri Lankan Pizza Hut, let's try to do that. Here, I actually saw it from my home. They ask you to like when you go to the website. First of all, they ask you to enter the yeah, enter the address. Then they say it will help you to give it will help us to see any promotions or any discounts associated with your local Pizza Hut. It's if we go to this. Yeah, I think it will take some time for it to get loaded. So I will close it. So the line, like the sentence I saw was, it asked me to enter the address. Sorry, asked me to enter the address to access the local deal, promotions, coupons, and offer. So it suggests that. Then, if we think of supermarket, nowadays I think Kills has offered the self-checkout counters. I have seen one at Dehiwala Keys branch and another one at One Golf is Keys branch. We have seen the self-checkout counters, right? No? So, I mean, like, it says it's a self-checkout counter, but the problem is when we go there, we are confused. Like, we don't know how to do it. So, even if it's a self-checkout counter, there is a separate person who will assist you to like do the checking out part. Okay. Then supermarkets, they also use technology to manage their inventory. So can you remember this Shane example I told you, that when it comes to the Shane, the like the software of Shane, like the inventory software of Shane, as well as the software of their suppliers, both of them are interconnected with each other. So let's say if I'm the owner of Shane, I feel like this the t-shirts, like the cotton t-shirts are like they are being sold. So the inventory of the cotton t-shirts are going down, and that notification goes to our supplier. So what they will do is they will alert, I mean that person will alert supplier, because in order for them to produce the t-shirt they need raw material and all of that. So the supplier will alert they are in like the material suppliers. So likewise for supermarket they use technology to manage the inventory. And apart from that we have this app as well in the app store. Then and also we get I mean they use technology when we when we get access to all of those discounts that is registered under to the mobile phones, like the mobile number we have given them for our loyalty account. That also happens. And also have you seen where that in supermarkets those not the cashiers, like the assistant, they use something similar to barcode and then paste the price tag on products, like I mean it beeps and all. I don't know the name for that. Then for bank, as you have mentioned, we do the online banking. Then we have ATM. Again, we have chatbots, and yeah, and for sometimes, I think for Sampath, yeah, I mean my bank is Sampath, so I have seen some. I can use the biometric or like the Face ID to open up my app. So that's also use of technology. It's 3 3. Shall we take a 15-minute break and come? So it's let's say 5. Come at 3:20. So what you all did on the, I think it's called Prophet's birthday, right? What you did on that day? I mean both. I mean all of you people didn't join to the Zoom meeting, so I thought you were celebrating. No. Ah, sorry. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ah, that's it. Ah, seriously? Only the Afika, the one who usually joined the online meetings, only she joined. Sorry? Ah, is she? I mean, is she also in that WhatsApp group that we are in? Yeah. Can you tell me what is the number? Then I can ask her to join the meeting. Ah, yeah, yeah, please do. Because I think since it took, I think almost 1 hour, she must have left the meeting saying it wouldn't work, thinking it wouldn't work. Did it always happen? No, right? Something is wrong, I think. The network. So I have given this question because I actually found an article which thoroughly explains about how these like how these reviews matter and how a business can encourage positive reviews. Okay, it's just good for you to know. I will just say. So recent studies show that 90%, 93% of consumers, that means like almost all of the consumers, read reviews before buying. The same report shows that rating and reviews significantly impact a buying decision. And when it comes to these reviews, it's mostly available in Google or internet, even more so than the price and free shipping. See, the, more than the price and the free shipping itself, we mainly look at the reviews, because sometimes, let's say again, if we think of a cosmetic product, more like so much of people have claimed it to be a very amazing skincare product. Then despite it being a higher, despite that product being expensive, we would still buy it because that's what the review says. uh, Personal recommendations are still important. However, that this review suggested that 50% of consumers trust online reviews as much as recommendation from a friend or a loved one. That is true. So, how a business can encourage positive reviews? First one, by doing the most practical one, provide exceptional service that is worth getting positive reviews for. Delivering outstanding service is the foundation for positive reviews. Ensure your clients have a seamless and satisfying experience. So, first of all, do the basic thing, provide an exceptional service. Second one, ask for the reviews. So, when we think of consumers or even just us in general, we tend to not to leave any reviews, even if we like the service, unless we are being asked, right? We are a little bit hesitant. So, you can ask for the reviews by encouraging your client to leave review by asking at the right moment. Then you can even share positive reviews. And I think most of the time, if we think of any Google, sorry, not Google, Instagram, any shopping page, most of the time as highlights, they have posted the reviews given by the consumers who had already bought the product, and how they feel about the product. Then incentives review. That means, so I think KFC does this. So have you have they asked you to fill up few questions, and in return they say when the next time you come in, they will give you like a 10% discount. Are you familiar with that sort of thing? Yeah, you have. Yeah. So what they usually do is they will ask you several questions regarding the experience you have at there. Then once you fill up all, like answer all of those questions, they will give you like a bill. And once you give it to the counter, next time when you come, you can get like a 10% discount. Then respond to the reviews. Now that's also really important. Sometimes there are like a very energetic consumers who are really happy with the experience they have gotten. Then they will give you your business a positive review. And we have to remember, at such time they are doing it by themselves without any force. So you have to respond. And again, you have to respond not only when they put a positive review, but as well as when they put a negative one as well. So when you, let's say, what happens, I'm just saying this, what happens when you respond to a negative comment means, as a consumer, we feel like they are listening, like the shop, whatever the shop is listening to what we have to say about the product. Now let's say we say this what do you call, yeah, this restaurant, there is a negative comments in this restaurant, service is really bad, and in return they don't reply. Then as consumers, what we believe, even the restaurant has not replied, then for sure the service of that restaurant must be really bad. So what we have to do when we get a negative feedback is we have to respond that as well and tell how you are planning to rectify your mistake. So technology changes how business work. It can make them faster, better, and more popular. So we will move on to the first part of our like the technology. So the first criteria we will be focusing on is data analytics. Data and business analytics are often used interchangeably. However, data analytics is subset of business analytics. That means the broader component is business analytics, and data analytics comes after business analytics. Organizations today rely on business analytics to transform raw data into meaningful insight that inform strategic decision making. So, what in the simplest way, what happens with the data analytics is we convert the data into an information, and using the information or the way we interpreted our data, we try to come up with business model or strategies. Okay, business analytics encompasses a range of analytical methods that help companies understand past performance, and we can do that by gathering the historical data, identify root causes, don't worry, I will explain all of them, forecast future trends, and recommend optimal courses of action. As business seek to stay competitive, the demand for data-driven decision making has never been greater. So that's why we say most of the time that data is like the power. Business analytics is the practice of analyzing and interpreting data to gain insight into business performance and identifying areas for improvement, but is more than just dashboard and report. With tools like predictive analytics that helps you to predict the patterns, machine learning, and natural language queries, both analysts and business users can explore their data to find the insight uh, they need to make informed decisions. So here I have given a very short example. For example, say you are preparing to roll out a new feature globally, maybe a feature to your website. You want to include a new feature to your website globally, and before scaling, like before going into full operation, you use business analytics to track usage pattern, engagement rates, and feedback by region. You spot slower adoption in one market, adjust in the onboarding flow, localize messaging, and provide support where it matters most. So it's like this. So what you can do is you can include a feature for several regions, right? And then with the engagement rate, you can see whether it matches with what your consumers are what do you call they are expecting. uh, yeah, and so that's I think one of the thing that we can talk under here is, so let previously I told you when it comes to the Sri Lankan Pizza Hut, when we enter our address, it suggests you the like the promotions and the discount you can access in relevant to your local like the Pizza Hut branch. So in a way, that's also can happen with data analytics. So let's say you want to see if I reduce the price of, let's say, cheese pizza, then will like how that will impact the demand of the how that will impact the demand of pizza. Then what you can do is you can include that promotion initially for several district or several locations, and based on how much people like how much people purchase the pizza after you reduce the price, then you can see whether this promotion will work, or like whether even despite reducing the price, that what do you call that pizza type is not selling among your consumers. Likewise, you can do that. So in the very first, you're clear, right? In the very first slides, I told you that data analytics are like people use data analytics and business analytics interchangeably, but so first one, the first subpart is data. What we try to do is under the data analytics, we try to gather the raw data. For an example, if we think of Netflix, they have so much of raw data as in like just numbers. It doesn't mean anything. So when it comes to Netflix, they have so much of raw data in relevant to at what time you watch, or like how long you keep watching the Netflix after watching it for 10 minutes. So they have this data, and once you have the data of, let's say, all of the consumers who are using Netflix, it helps you to identify relationships or patterns. So for an example, let's say if you have data on what time people start to watch any, let's say, any TV series, then yeah, then you can see, okay, so this is the time they start to watch it. And maybe let's say it's a very well-known how can I say, very well-known TV series that is praised by a lot of people, then you can get a huge, then you can expect a huge demand for your Netflix server during that time. Then okay, so then I need we will get a huge demand for our Netflix app during this time. Likewise, gathering those data, you can see some sort of a pattern or relationship. That's what we call data analytics. Clear? So, for an example, Netflix, so they have like different pages based on the country they are in. There is Netflix India, Netflix South Korea. So Netflix South Korea realized that when it comes to the South Korean consumers, they prefer a fast-paced thriller series. Fast-paced as in like very short episode thriller series over long drama. I think even in uh, not it's not only relevant to South Korean dramas. Are you guys watching Wednesday? No. Yeah. So in the I mean, if we think of the whole second season, it's only limited to 8 episodes or 12 episodes. But if we think of back then, I think uh, one season had episodes around 22, sometimes 20. They had lot of episodes like 18. But nowadays, most of the time, any TV series produced by Netflix, they have very short span of episodes, right? They are either ending at 8 episodes, 12 or 10. Then business analytics. So with the data analytics, we collect the raw data and then just try to find out the pattern or relationships. Under the business strategy, what we try to do is like, so under the data analytics, we know that South Korean consumers prefer fast-paced thriller series, right? Under the business analytics, we think of, okay, so that's the situation. Then what can be our strategy? For an example, like how can we use this interpretation to improve our business? Clear? That's what we do under the business analytics. So what can we do? What we can, as a Netflix, they can invest more money in producing Korean thriller because that's what the consumers want. Or uh, yeah, and even when they do promoting, include more clips from the thriller TV series. So when the Netflix like, yeah, as a promotional campaign, but like their promotional campaign consists of so many clips from different TV series and movies. So when it comes to promoting Netflix in South Korea, we realize their consumers prefer fast-paced or thriller series. So what you can do is when you are trying to design your promotional campaign, include clips from thriller series more compared to other romantic or comedy other type series. And yeah, then business intelligence means, so business intelligence means, so you identifying the trend like the pattern using the data analytics. Then you use those data analytics and try to come up with strategies under the business analytics. Okay, what happens under business intelligence is now you have already implement those strategies and you want to see after you have implemented those strategies how your company is performing now. That's what we try to see under business intelligence. So right, so it's like this. So now under the data analytics we get to we realize that South Korean people prefer thrillers that are very fast paced. Then under the strategy we realize that we need to invest or market more in relevant to the thriller genre. Then what happens with business intelligence is, so now you see, okay, so how many people are watching this Squid Game. So like after introducing a thriller series like Squid Game, how much of a subscribe, how many more new subscribers we have gotten, and what are the viewers per show, like what's happening now. That's what we do under business intelligence. Are you all clear? Okay, so under the data analytics we mainly talk about data analytics, business analytics and business intelligence, because all three are important. We need to know the trend, then need to come up with strategies, and not measuring the perform and doing the business intelligence is also important, because even if the numbers suggest something, what really happens is the only way we can know what really happened is through the business intelligence. That's the actual data. Right. So data analytics, okay, this is the lengthy model. So this is what happened with data analytics. First one, identify the business problem. I will explain this to you using Netflix as the example. Let's say Netflix has noticed that many of their new users, they cancel their subscription within 3 months. Let's say if I join, if I purchase their subscription not today, then after 3 months I cancel it. Now this is actually a what do you call, risky and not so beneficial to Netflix. Why? Because let's say when it comes to Netflix, they also produce their very own movies or TV series. For that, from directing, producing, for all of that cast, location, and all of that, for marketing, they have to spend so much of money. And not only that, and to do this data analytical and all of that, to use this high tech technology, again they have to do a payment. And even in Netflix they also have movies that aren't produced by them. For that, so they have to pay a license fee or like a permit fee. Again, for that they have to spend a fee. And the way of recovering the money they have spent is by collecting the money they get as subscription fee. Okay, so when people cancel their subscription, what happens is the Netflix lose money. Clear? So now that's the problem. Your new users cancel the Netflix subscription after using for 3 months. Okay. Then identify the data sources. That means now we try to collect any data relevant to this scenario. So for an example, we can collect data on what are the shows, movies that these users watch. Okay, then how often they watch, and what sort of devices they watch it in, and when people cancel, have they made any complaint, or and what are this have they received any uh, you know like answers for like why they are canceling it from their survey. Because when you cancel a subscription, they sometimes ask you to like put a tick or like why you are canceling it, so then you can get an idea like why they are canceling it. Then select the data. Select the data means, so under the identified data sources, all of all of like the data types I mentioned, that is relevant to everyone. Okay, so out of that you can select the data that is relevant to new users from any region. So, for an example, they can see how much a new user watches it in the first few days, then which type of shows they like, how easy it for them to find something to watch. Then by cleaning the data means, so like like when we think of the data set for the people who have subscriptions in Netflix, that's like a huge bulk of data. So sometimes errors can happen, even it happens like through a machine and all. So under the clean the data, they make sure that this data set is without any mistake. Because let's say if this data set had any errors, then whatever the interpretation you get at the end, that also can be faulty. Okay, so that's why for most part, I think none of you haven't done any research, right? Have you done also? Like when you do any research, in the most of the universities ask for their degree ask you to do research. Okay, so in when it comes to research, most of the time, even after doing analysis, we usually say like there can be around 5%. It's there. Then transform the data means transform the data to a way that you can easily that's sort of easy for you to use. Then analyze the data that we know. Then interpret, evaluate, deploy. You can figure out why they leave. Maybe they leave because they have trouble finding shows they like, or maybe they have trouble with their connection, things like that. Then based on the results they get, they can do any changes to their business model. Okay, this is like the shortened version. Okay, we will just read it. First one, data collection. Imagine your business as a bustling hub. Customer info flows in from your CRM. Sales numbers come from your POS system. Marketing platform track clicks and campaigns and logistical tools monitor everything from inventory level to delivery trucks. That's the thing with this data. Like there are so much of data. The hardest part is like only getting the relevant data and making sure that it's error free. Business analytics pull all this scattered data together into one place, giving you a complete real time snapshot of your operation. So the Netflix example is Netflix collect information from multiple sources. For an example, user activity, what shows or movies you watch, how long you watch, when you pause or stop, that also been calculated. Devices, are you watching on a phone, TV, or laptop? Marketing campaign, which emails, push notifications, or ad brought you to Netflix. Subscription info, plan type, a payment method, and region. The feedback, surveys, complaints, or rating. So they have to pull up all of this to get into one spreadsheet. By pulling all of this data together, Netflix get a complete picture of each user's behavior. This help Netflix see trend, understand preference, and spot potential problem like which users might cancel, If they don't find the content they like quickly. Then data preparation. See, this is the complicated part. Raw data can be messy. For example, your sales data might use different format, and customer records often don't match across systems. This step cleans and organizes everything, removing duplicates, fixing error, and filling in missing pieces. So you can trust your numbers and avoid costly mistakes. Netflix collect tons of information from different sources, as we mentioned before. But this raw data can be messy. Some users might have multiple profiles under one account. Device name might be recorded different. So some can say iPhone 30 with a space, and some can say iPhone 30 without a space. Like all of them has to be uniform. Otherwise, you can't categorize it. Watch times could be missing or incorrectly recorded. Payment info might be incomplete or duplicated. Data preparation cleans it up. Merge multiple profiles into one for accurate tracking. Otherwise, like you can't look at several tabs at once. Standardize device names so all iPhones are grouped together. Fill in missing watch times or correct error. Remove duplicate subscription or login record. Once this is done, Netflix can trust the data to understand user behavior and make better decisions, like which shows to recommend or which users might leave. Third, data analysis. Now that your data is ready, it is time to hold on. Time to dig in to answer important question. Let's say you want to know why your sales dropped last month, or which product are gaining traction in specific region. By applying statistic model and creating advanced machine learning model, you can find clear insights into what is going on. So let's look at the example. Netflix has clean, organized data about the users. So now they have make sure that their data is without any error. But show, yeah, so they have these sort of data. By sound coming from this projector, right? By analyzing data, Netflix can answer questions like why are some new users canceling their subscription? Which shows are most popular in different countries? What time of day do people watch the most? These insights will help Netflix to find users who don't find a show they like in the first 2 days are more likely to cancel. Mobile users in areas with slow internet often stop watching because of buffering. This, it's a very annoying, right? You uh, try to watch a show, and when your network is slow and keeps buffering, you just leave the page. Local language thrillers are more popular in certain regions. For the visualization and interpretation. From the flood, numbers alone won't make decisions for you. with business analytics, you can bring your data to life, turning complex figures into clear, compelling visuals. So let's look at the example. Netflix turned its data into visual dashboard. A chart show which shows are getting the most views in the region. Is either of the plugs loose or anything, no, right? Don't touch the plug. Yeah, like they are not loose or anything, right? So these visuals help Netflix teams quickly understand trend and decide on action. Promote popular local shows in the home screen. Improve it keeps happening. Improve streaming quality for users in regions with slow internet. Send sorry. You mean the one that is connected to the laptop? Then turn it off. Don't touch it, then stay away. It's coming from the other one, I think. Eh? Yeah, this one, the one that is. Then this will go off. Be careful, huh? Then yeah, then don't plug it. Keep it there. Yeah, then don't. Yeah. Yeah. I will just turn the screen, then you can see. So now we will look at like how is we I told you like how data analytics happen in process, right? So now you can look at this company and you can see how they really do the sales forecasting using the data analytics software.
Let's talk about sales forecasting. Sales forecasting is the process of using historical and current data to make informed predictions about future sales. So forecasting enables you to measure your team's progress against sales targets. Sounding good in theory, right? Well, here's some bad news. Most of us don't actually have forecasting figured out, and that's actually a problem. Without forecasting, companies can't predict future revenue, which can lead to cash flow issues and the inability to make informed financial decisions. And as the famous saying goes, if you can't measure it, you can't control it. Now here's some good news. You can say goodbye to outdated spreadsheets or pleading with finance to help you out, because you have sales forecasting in HubSpot, and that puts you in the reporting driver's seat. Here's how it works. So how do you actually access sales forecasting in HubSpot? There's two primary ways to access the feature, and it kind of depends on where you're starting from in HubSpot. If you're a sales rep and you're starting from this deals view, the best option is going to be to go to this actions drop-down menu and then select go to forecast. It'll bring you right into your forecasting feature. If you're not starting from deals and you're coming from a different area in HubSpot, you can also access this feature by going to reporting and then selecting forecast. Two different ways, kind of depends on your starting point. From here, there's a couple options that you want to sort of understand because selecting them is going to change how your numbers are displayed in the tool. The first one is going to be this toggle in the top right, and this is going to be how HubSpot on the back end is helping you calculate your forecast. By default, deal stage is selected, and honestly, if you're just getting started with sales forecasting, this might be your go-to area. Selecting deal stage is also going to be really interesting here because it's going to show you in this table view how many deals are in each of your deal stages. So this could be a great way to identify opportunities for coaching if you notice that your funnel is a little bottom heavy. In addition to deal stage, you also have this option for forecast category. Now this is a bit more custom, a bit more advanced depending on where you are in your forecasting journey, but it allows you to calculate your forecasting based on custom categories that allow you to assign custom percentages to each of your deals and the groupings of your deals. So a bit more advanced, definitely check out our additional resources on forecasting categories. Back over on deal stage, however, you may be thinking, well, how do each of our teams and each of our users get brought into this tool? Before proceeding any further, you always want to make sure that your permission sets are ready and set to go. So in order for users to be included in your forecasting tool and have access to this tool, you want to make sure that they have a paid sales seat, that they are assigned to a team, and that they have forecasting view permissions. In addition to that, before really diving into this tool, highly recommend that each of your sales teams and sales reps have actually goals set, because otherwise this goal attainment report just isn't going to be giving you the oomph that it could in terms of having those informed conversations on whether or not you're on target for the month or the quarter. So let's dive further into the information that we are seeing here. So because my sales management team is a bit remiss in setting goals, we actually don't see a number here, but if you did, you would actually see the overall revenue goal that your set of teams, or if you drilled down into a specific team, has set. Next up, we have closed one, which is the sum of amounts of all deals in the deal stage set to close one. Again, pay close attention to your pipeline and close date filters here. Gap is an interesting one because it's going to show you the difference between your goal and your closed one amounts. So this is going to give you that sort of actionable number in terms of where your sales team needs to focus on closing in the next month, quarter, etc. And finally, we have this forecast submission area, which is the sum of forecast submissions that were submitted by your reps and by your teams. This is going to be really helpful in terms of the estimate that your sales teams are holding themselves accountable to in terms of the revenue they plan to close in the next month, quarter, etc. Next, we have this pipeline option, which is going to give you some interesting insights in terms of the specific pipeline that you have selected and are looking at in the forecasting tool. So there are two key metrics here that this report is going to show you. The first is open pipeline, which is the sum of all open deals that you have access to in the selected time period. And then you have pipeline coverage, which is going to divide open pipeline by the gap to goal. So these two insights, again, additional factors that you could consider, and as a manager, admin, or even a sales rep, could provide you additional context into the health of your overall pipeline and potentially some areas that you may need to improve. Now, here's a pro tip. It may seem counterintuitive, but it's actually not a good sign if you're blowing your sales targets out of the water every month. If you're projected to perform much better than initially expected, you need to know in advance so that you can make sure that you have enough product supply, staff to service that product, etc. On the flip side, if you're projected to do much worse than expected, you need to know as soon as possible so you'll be able to reset expectations and plan accordingly. For example, maybe you didn't hire enough new reps during that period, or maybe this shows that you have an opportunity to provide targeted coaching. So as a manager, if I know that some of my reps are very far off from hitting their targets, I can review their deals with them to make sure that they're prioritizing and actioning the most critical deals, which could then generate more movement in their pipeline to try to get them closer to where they need to be. Now, for most folks, the insights that you need from the forecasting feature are actually going to be locked on this home screen, and that's totally okay. This screen is going to give you all the insights you need in terms of how each sales team, or in this case, we've got a support team, is really contributing towards revenue goals and sales targets. If I'm a sales manager or a sales admin, though, I might want to go a step further and actually drill down, not just by team, but by individual, on who's creating the most momentum so they get the recognition they need, and who might need a little bit more support when it comes to coaching on our sales teams. So to do so, I would actually drill down into my teams, and based on the hierarchy of teams in this HubSpot portal, we have a Sales West team and a Sales East team. Say I'm the Sales West manager, I may want to look at how each of these team members are contributing to our goals. So I'd click into that. Again, it's going to be based on the hierarchy of teams that you have set up in HubSpot. But say that my 2 sales reps are MK and Lupe. From this screen, I'll be able to see some really interesting insights about their work. Now, if I've set revenue goals for either of my sales reps, we would see their goal attainment here. This is a good CTA for me as a sales manager because it shows that there's already an opportunity to put more tracking in place so that I can have more informed conversations with my sales reps in terms of whether or not they're on track to hit our goals. From here, we have additional insights such as weighted pipeline. Again, that's going to show that open and closed won deals weighted by deal probability. If we had forecast categories instead, we could also look at our percentages based on the percentages we've set in each of our forecast categories. But it's also going to give me a breakdown by deal stage of how many deals each of my reps has in each stage, and that might give me really important insights as a manager to see if there's more opportunity for me to provide additional support, get potentially some more movement between the stages, or see who's absolutely on track to crush their goals. And then if any of my sales reps have submitted their estimates of revenue that they're going to be able to hit this month, we'll see that in the forecast submissions area on the right-hand side. This can tell me if we're on track to hit our goals, if we're underperforming based on our goals, or actually if we're on track to blow our sales target out of the water and really overachieve in terms of the targets that we've set. Now, say that I have a one-on-one with Lupe for today. I could actually click onto Lupe's name, and this is actually going to give me a lot more of specifics in terms of the deals that I'm seeing in each of our stages in the top sort of summary, so that if there is, again, any bottlenecks that I want to clear up, I can have quick access to those deal records and we can discuss in a more informed way during our one-on-one, and I can help Lupe sell better. Now, if you don't see the option to drill down by specific sales reps, that's a permissions issue. Always be sure to review your forecast view permissions to ensure that you have the granularity of the tool that you need. Now, if you're looking at a screen like this one and noticing some blanks next to forecasting submissions, that's easily remedied. So whether you're a sales rep looking to keep your manager updated, or you're a sales manager that wants to keep your reporting clean, you can submit a custom forecast for the month or for the quarter to provide an estimate of how much you're thinking you will close during that time. So to do so, all you'll need to do is click this pencil icon in the right sidebar menu, and this is going to allow you to submit a custom forecast for a team, or if you click on an individual person, for that specific sales rep. Now in this right panel, you can select the pipeline that you're looking to submit this forecast for, as well as a forecast period to make sure that you're updating the correct report. Then from here, you're going to essentially just enter in a forecasting amount. So let's say that we know that MK is going to really seal the deal on $2,500. You can also add an additional note to see what's changed. So if MK or her manager wanted to provide context, maybe based on conversations they're having with the client or with each other, you could absolutely do that in the note field. You can also use this as an option to keep your reps accountable, because you can see MK's submission history over time. If you click this view submissions over time, you can be taken to the sales analytics report that's going to show how frequently your sales reps are really submitting this information, so you can keep them accountable and make sure that your sales forecasting is really a behavior that's baked into that team. But once you're done making your selection, I'll just move myself up here. You can then click submit forecast in the bottom right hand side, and you'll see that that forecast submission report on the top of the screen, as well as this column, is updated dynamically dynamically, so that $2,500 deal is now accounted for in your sales forecast. Whoa, whoa, whoa! You're having a good time, I'm having a good time. Let's make it official. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos like this one and to stay up to date on all things HubSpot. Looking for additional insights? The sales
And remember, when it comes to data analytics, there are like four type of data analytics type. Okay, we will just take a look at the one type and then we will stop. So there are these four type: descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive analytics form a hierarchy that allows organization to progress from understanding what has happened to making a proactive, optimized decision about the future. So let's start with the descriptive. Descriptive analytics is the most fundamental form of, it's the basic form of analytics, offering a clear picture of past event by summarizing raw data into understandable format. It answers the question what happened through the use of dashboard, scorecard, charts, and standardized reporting tools. This type of analysis aggregates, that means take the sum and visualize key metrics such as sales revenue, website traffic, customer retention, production volume. So here I have given an example. For example, think of a retail company who use descriptive analytics to review last quarter sales performance by product category, region, or sales team. While it doesn't explain the reason behind these results. For an example, let's say they must be selling dresses, top, pants, skirts. Out of that, we can see the dresses has been sold the most. But under the descriptive statistics, we can clearly see that the dresses has been sold the most, but under the descriptive we can't identify why. It just shows you the sum of the data. Okay. Yeah. It provides an essential baseline and context for deeper investigation. That means using this data, now you can think much deeper. Descriptive analytics is often automated and integrated into business intelligence platform, serving as the starting point for identifying trends and patterns. So that's what I told you. What this social media consultancy firm do is they get those descriptive statistics. So first of all, what they will do is they will link your social media account to one of their apps. Okay, it's and through that app you can get the descriptive statistics, like how many people have visited your website or your page on today, and how much of them have come from Facebook, TikTok, or Instagram. Likewise, they will just give you raw data like statistics. So the Shane example is this. Might use descriptive analytics to look at sales revenue. how much money was earned from dresses, shoes, or accessories last month. Website traffic, how many visitors check the site each day or week. The more the better. The customer retention, how much customers return to buy again. Regional performance, now performance as per the region, as the country or the city of that consumer. For instance, Shane could create a dashboard showing last month's sales by category. So they can see dresses has been 2 million dresses have been sold. Shoes have been sold for 800 lakh. Then accessories worth 5 lakh have been sold. These help Shane see the trends and performance at a glance. I mean, if you look at these 2 million, 8 lakh, 5 lakh, out of these three, what is the highest value? 2 million. So that means their dress category is the best performing category in US, while shoes are trending in Europe. I mean, we can say that if we had the statistics for Europe as well. Then shall we stop at there? Okay. And also, I think 1 week you could not come to the class on Sunday, right? Due to the fever. So academic coordinator has asked me to tell you all to come to the class by on Saturdays to be here by sharp 11 o'clock, and on Sundays by sharp 9 o'clock. Don't be late. Be punctual. So that's it then. Okay.